my name is Melissa van Dijk and this video is about Ordinary Mandelic Acid 10% plus hyaluronic acid and with what you can and cannot mix it in the same routine. Now I prepared again a beautiful PowerPoint so that I can also visually show you different routines so that you also have a better understanding of it, how you can also include it in your skincare routine to also experience the benefits of it. But before we're getting started with what you should avoid, what you should not use, as well as what you can use, I do also want to emphasize that mandelic acid is a leave-on exfoliating acid. And it also belongs under the category of AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids, such as also glycolic acid as well as lactic acid. Those are also leave-on exfoliating acids. But the difference is, compared to glycolic acid and lactic acid, mandelic acid has larger molecules, which not only makes it more suitable for most people because it's a very gentle leave-on exfoliating acid as it's slowly going to penetrate into the skin, but there's a major change also when it comes to the order of application. And with the examples that I'm about to share with you, those are mainly focused on the ordinary products so that you also have a better understanding of it. And if you're using more than one ordinary product, it also will make a lot more sense. And so usually the general rule of thumb on how you can set up your skincare routine is basically going from the thinnest to the thickest texture, as you can see right here. And you also do notice that after cleanser, you're going to move on to your second step, which is usually your leave-on exfoliating acid. But this is where it's going to change and is a bit different when also using mandelic acid. And here you can also see an example routine, which also works great, but what's important is that you understand the order. So you're basically going to switch it. Your leave-on exfoliating acid, in this case mandelic acid, is not your second step after cleanser. No, it's your third step. In between, you also can add other ordinary water-based serums because they have smaller molecules. So therefore, knowing the right order of application is also important so that you not only know how you can properly layer them and get most out of it, but now also have a better understanding of what you can and cannot mix in the same routine, which also now brings me to the next topic. And so I want to get started with my categories of what you should avoid. Meaning that it's not wrong using them in the same routine. However, when being new to certain skincare products or depending also on your skin tolerance, your skin concerns, it may not be the best idea to use them in the same routine. So therefore, I recommend avoiding specific combinations. For some people, this may work. For others, it's best to avoid them. And so I want to get started with strong exfoliating acids cleansers, as you can see right here. Please avoid using any strong exfoliating acid cleansers that include glycolic acid, lactic acid or salicylic acid in a high percentage. Please do not use it in the same category than using mandelic acid. Some people may use it, but others prefer to keep them separate since it's like you would double exfoliate your skin, which at some point may also lead to skin irritation, which is important to emphasize so that you also know how your skin is going to respond to certain products, to also find the right balance for your skin needs. So in this case, please avoid using strong exfoliating acid cleansers with mandelic acid in the same routine. Now the other category that I want to go over is also with exfoliating acids, but in this case with other leave-on exfoliating acids. So as I already mentioned, mandelic acid is a leave-on exfoliating acid as well. So it shouldn't be confused. So please avoid using other exfoliating acids like glycolic acid or lactic acid in the same routine when using mandelic acid. Because again, it's like you would double exfoliate the skin, which can also lead to skin irritation. And then another specific category which you also should avoid, but it may work for some people depending on your skin concerns, is also avoid using other strong BHA leave-on exfoliating acids in the same routine when using mandelic acid. This combination may only work for specific people that have like extreme sun damaged skin, clogged pores, rough skin, where maybe one of them won't be enough. But then again, it also depends on your skin tolerance because this may also lead to skin irritation. However, it may work for some people. So therefore, when doing this combination, please be cautious about it. I recommend avoiding this combination and instead also show you an example routine on how you can also separately use them but still get most out of different exfoliating acids if you want to include more than one. So I want to give you an example right here also with mandelic acid as well as salicylic acid, since one is an AHA, the other one is a BHA. And both acids have also their benefits to it. So it can be quite beneficial when including both in your weekly routine, but maybe not best in the same routine. So therefore, an example routine could look like this, that you would use on Monday and Thursday, for example, mandelic acid, only twice per week. And then on Wednesday and Saturday, you would use, for example, a BHA, so that you're not using them in the same routine, but still doing the same week. And then on the other days, you may just have a break and keep the routine fairly simple. So this is only one idea on how you can also alternate between multiple leave-on exfoliating acids, if that should be the case for your skin. However, it's also just fine to stick with one and just use it a few times per week. That's fine too. So it always depends also on your skin concerns as well as your skin tolerance. So see what works the best and adjust it based on that. Or you could also go ahead if you do not want to use, or in this case you may have no two leave-on exfoliating acids, but you're wondering, well, I have a stronger exfoliating acided cleanser. How can I use this one still during the week even though I have mandelic acid, because I don't want to throw it away and it still works for my skin? That's great too. One way on how you can do it is use 2 days per week mandelic acid as your leave-on exfoliating acid, but keep on using a very gentle cleanser without strong exfoliating acids in it, like the percentage of it. And then on the other days, when not using mandelic acid, you can use your strong exfoliating acid cleanser instead. So again, that you're still getting most benefits out of the products you have at home, but I recommend avoiding them, using them in the same routine, but instead use it at alternate days, so that you also still have a great balance going on for your skin needs. Now, another combination that I recommend avoiding, this is also really important to know, especially when you're new to certain products from The Ordinary or from other brands in general, since you may not know how your skin is going to respond to it. Therefore, I recommend avoid using, for example, The Ordinary Gram-Active Retinoids or their Retinols in the same routine when using mandelic acid. Please do not do this combination. This can lead to skin irritation, especially if you're new to retinoids or retinols, which have also some side effects on their own. So therefore, in this situation, if you're new to them, I recommend avoiding this combination. For some people, this may work. They have maybe also a little bit more of mature skin or better skin tolerance, or they are already used to retinoids, but they are just including mandelic acid. Then the situation can look a little bit different. But if you're new to both products, I recommend avoiding this combination. And the same also goes with other brands. It's not only about the Ordinary retinoids or the retinols, but also, for example, Paula's Choice, La Roche-Posay, etc., the products that you may have at home. It's the same thing, it's the same deal. Now, another way on how you can also, for example, do this to still get most out of both products, if you have mandelic acid and a retinoid or retinol at home, is using them at alternate days. For example, 3 days per week you're going to include mandelic acid, and on the other 3 days per week you're going to use your retinol, but you're not going to use them together, but just on alternate days. And then once a week, just give your skin a break and keep it fairly simple, maybe only add hydration to the skin, and that's basically it. This is also a great balance to get most out of your products that you have at home, but still also give your skin kind of like a rest day. And this is also a combination that I can highly recommend. And the same thing is basically also when using mandelic acid and vitamin C, and I'm talking about the pure forms of vitamin C's. Please avoid using this combination. It's similar to the retinoids and retinols. It may irritate the skin when combining them in the same routine. Now, even though vitamin C loves an acidic environment, so if your skin pH is very low, vitamin C loves it. However, this can also lead to skin irritation for some people, which may also basically feels on the skin like stinging or burning. This is when the combination is getting too strong. Then I recommend avoiding this combination. But on the other hand, it's not wrong using them. It's basically see how your skin responds, because everyone is different in it. But if you're new to them, you have no idea how your skin is going to respond to both products, keep them separate and use them on alternate days or different routines, one in the morning and the other one in the evening. So this is basically my first category of what you should avoid using when using mandelic acid. Now I wanted to get into this next category, which is also what you should not use in the same routine when using mandelic acid. And the main point is also, please do not use mandelic acid with other strong exfoliating acid masks. For example, the ones from The Ordinary, or maybe other strong exfoliating acid masks, such as also Paula's Choice. They have similar masks like the peeling solution, where they have 30% of AHA in it, where most of it is glycolic acid, and 2% of BHA. And this combination can be quite strong, because you're doing this mask once per week in your evening skincare routine. So you're giving your skin like a strong exfoliating acid, like strength of it to also exfoliate your skin, and therefore it's going to be a bit more sensitive. So if you would use mandelic acid or glycolic acid or whatever afterwards, it can really irritate the skin. So therefore, after an exfoliating acid mask that has high percentages of it in it, I recommend just keeping the routine simple and just add hydration after the mask instead of going with other exfoliating acids afterwards it. So this can lead to specific skin irritation. And another combination that I recommend not doing, because you want to keep the benefits of both products, is please do not use the Ordinary Peptides with the Ordinary Mandelic Acid in the same routine. If you have one of the peptides at home as well as mandelic acid, use the peptides in the morning and use your acid in the evening to really make sure to get most out of it. And then it's also strongly to emphasize that please do not mix the actual mandelic acid with the 100% niacinamide powder. Like, do not go ahead and use mandelic acid, the solution itself, and mix the powder in it. Please do not do this combination. And the same also goes with the Ordinary Mandelic Acid and EUK. If you have EUK at home, please use it, for example, in the morning and mandelic acid in the evening, or alternate, depending also on your skincare routine. But do not use them in the same routine. This is also really important to understand. So now I want to go into the last category, which is also with what you can use mandelic acid in your skincare routine. And first of all, it is also important to emphasize that since mandelic acid exfoliates already your skin, please use a gentle cleanser in this specific skincare routine whenever you're using mandelic acid. And this doesn't have to be only a milk cleanser or cream cleanser. Those can also be foaming cleansers, but please make sure that it does not include exfoliating acids in your cleanser. If it says citric acid or lactic acid or salicylic acid at the very bottom of your ingredients list, this is basically just to balance the pH. This has nothing to do with strong acidic cleansers that actually can exfoliate your skin. So don't worry about it when it says citric acid or so at the very bottom of the ingredients list. I'm talking about really strong exfoliating acids. Please avoid using them in the same routine and instead go for a very hydrating and gentle cleanser. And I also have listed a few for you right here underneath so that you also have an idea of what I'm talking about. Then also it is important that you can also use a very hydrating and soothing toner when using mandelic acid. Now, as of today, The Ordinary does not have a hydrating and soothing toner in the sense of without exfoliating acids in it. So therefore, I want to give you an example with, for example, the Paula's Choice Enriched Calming Toner. This one is very gentle, soothing, hydrating, and refreshing on the skin. And if you want to include a toner similar to this one, I recommend that you're going to do it as your second step. So first, use your gentle cleanser, then your soothing and hydrating toner, and then apply mandelic acid on top. Or if you want to use another water-based serum such as hyaluronic acid in between, use it after your toner and then mandelic acid. Which is also really important to emphasize, since you have to keep in mind that the order of application can change when including mandelic acid in your skincare routine. Then I also want to go over the Ordinary Hydrators and Oils categories, which includes all of the oils that the Ordinary has, as well as also such as amino acid, hyaluronic acid, marine hyaluronics, and then natural moisturizing factors. You're fine to use mandelic acid with this specific list right here. And I prepared some example skincare routines which are real. They work. I have used them myself and I'm really happy with them. So a very easy one if you want to get started with mandelic acid, or this could also be, for example, your evening skincare routine, is also using hyaluronic acid in between. And of course, you could exchange hyaluronic acid with marine hyaluronics as well as with amino acids, etc. And then also finish it off with the rest of your routine. This is what a very hydrating routine can also look like, and also treat some blemishes. Then I also want to go over the Ordinary more molecules, which includes the alpha-butene serum, the caffeine solution, niacinamide, as well as the niacinamide powder. And here you can also see an example routine, which could be your morning and or evening skincare routine, when including alpha-butene and niacinamide in your skincare routine. Again, you would use them before applying mandelic acid, which is important to emphasize, since the molecules of mandelic acids are larger. But this is also a great skincare routine to target blemishes as well as dark spots like acne marks, to also enlighten them and fade them away. Then you also have the Ordinary Antioxidants category, which in this case includes only pycnogenol and resveratrol and ferulic acid. And if you want to use mandelic acid in the same routine when using pycnogenol or the other one, then you also could use it like this. And this mainly also treats anti-aging benefits. Like if you have fine lines, if you have wrinkles, you want to strengthen the elasticity of your skin. This is a great combination because you have the exfoliating part, which can also be very anti-aging like, as well as, for example, include pycnogenol for the skin elasticity. And that's also a great anti-aging skincare routine. Again, this could be, for example, your morning and or evening skincare routine. Just don't forget your sunscreen. Then I also want to go over the Ordinary vitamin C derivatives. Now here it's important because they have 3 derivatives as of today, and therefore it is also important to understand the different formulations, since ascorbyl glucoside solution is a water-based serum. Then you have the ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate solution, which is an oil, and the magnesium ascorbate phosphate, which is also an emulsion. So the vitamin C derivatives are fine to be used with mandelic acid. It's only the pure forms of vitamin C's which I recommend to avoid using. And so if you want to include one of the vitamin C derivatives in your skincare routine, this is also what one routine would look like. If you're going to use the Ordinary ascorbyl glucoside solution, use it before mandelic acid. If you want to use the tetraisopalmitate solution, which is an oil, use it after mandelic acid. And also if you want to use the Ordinary magnesium ascorbate phosphate, which is an emulsion, so similar to a moisturizer-like texture, you also would use it after mandelic acid. So again, it's not only that you can use them in the same routine, but also on how you're going to layer them. Think about it, from the thinnest to the thickest. The only thing that can change is when it comes to mandelic acid and the other water-based serums, that you have to use the other water-based serums beforehand and use mandelic acid afterwards. This is where it can be a bit confusing. Therefore, you also do want to demonstrate the routines, not only what you should avoid, what you should not use, as well as what you can use, but still also show you the right order of application, so that you not only know what products you can use with it, but also know in what order you can properly layer them. And so those are my example routines which I wanted to share with you. And I do also hope with the little demonstration that I prepared, you also now have a better understanding of how you can also include mandelic acid in your skincare routine to really get most out of it. Now, if you like this video, please also don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you want to see on how you can properly layer the different Ordinary products in your skincare routine, I have a video for you in at the end of this video. And also if you want to know more about the application of mandelic acid, where I'm actually also using it on my face, you will also find this video at the end of this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Happy skincaring, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!